Earl Oric for Photoshop. So a bit of a background. Photoshop has been here for a while. So I started with Photoshop version 7, and now I'm using Photoshop version 2019, or Photoshop CC 2019. So here in front of you is the welcome screen of Photoshop. So this episode I'll be talking about the workspace, how you get along or customize your workspace, and saving your files and the different file types that Photoshop can provide you. Okay, so here on your welcome screen, you are greeted with your files, previous files created. You can switch to list view or to tile view. So that's the tile view, that's the list view. Here on your left, you have your home, which is this one, and your LR photos or Lightroom photos, wherein some people would use Lightroom to generate or edit their images. So here you get your create new button and your open button if you want to open files, existing files, Photoshop or image files. So in creating your photos, so you click the create new button or you click the file menu, and there's a new option there. So here you have your recent, save, photo, print, art and illustration, web, mobile, film and video presets. So you get to choose a preset, or you can simply create your own using this preset details. So you can generate different widths and heights with different units, pixels, inches to picas. You can also change orientation, and now you can use artboards. So artboards would mean you can have multiple pages in one file. So that's an artboard. So here you can just input a number and a resolution. So the resolution would be the quality of your image, whether it's a low quality or a high quality. So there are technically there are two presets for resolution, the low quality and the high quality, or there are two numbers you'll need to remember in generating your file. So this is 72 for a low quality resolution or a low quality file, and 300 for a high quality file. You can use other numbers like 200 or 100 or 150 or 250 depending on the resolution you want. Okay, the higher the resolution, the better. And there's a color mode, so make sure you select the right color mode for your design so that available colors or the availability of colors is there. Okay, 8-bit would be the number of colors you can generate with the color mode. And there's the background content, so you can use white, black, or background color. And there's even advanced options to create a profile or to have a profile with your printer. So once it's done, then you can Click the create button, and you now have your workspace. So this is Photoshop CC 2019 workspace. You get excuse me, menu, the options right here. Okay, and then you get your toolbox on the left, your palette on the right, and a tab right here for the different files you are editing. Okay, so here on top you get your menu. So the file menu would be used to save your file, print your file, open your file, export, and other things, up to the exit option. The edit menu is simply for editing, copy paste, okay, undo, redo. So there's also the transform right here, perspective warp, or the puppet warp, wherein some are in grayed out since you haven't done anything yet. And here on the edit, you get your preferences to tweak your software. Okay, so here you get general, workspace, up to camera raw. So on the next episode, we'll be dealing with this workspace preferences. So you get your image menu to change mode, adjustments for your images, change the image size and the canvas size. Okay, you get your layer menu, type, select, filters, 3D if your computer can handle 3D. Excuse me. So it will be available. Then you have your view, window, and help. On the options toolbar, so this is where options for your tools become available. So each tool will have different options. So as you can see, I'm clicking on different tools and the options would change according to the tool selected. So here is a palette. This one's docked. So these are dockable window palette wherein you can expand or panel so that you can see what panels you're going to use. So there are different panels and you can add or remove panels according to what you want to use. So you can simply click on one panel and it would expand and minimize. These panels can be accessed in your window menu right here. So for example, you want to have the info panel, so select the info panel and it becomes available here. Panels can also be removed from the dock by click or by dragging them out like that. So they are now away or not part of this dock, and simply you can also return them to the dock. So right there. The most important thing in Photoshop is the toolbox. So the toolbox, as you can see here, have different set of tools and they have different uses for each tool. Now I'll give an overview of the tools. So first you have your selection tools. Okay. Selection tools would include the move tool, right here, marquee, or the rectangular marquee, but obviously it's called a marquee since there's different marquee options right here. You have your lasso, and you have your magic wand. So these tools are generally used for selecting areas of your images. So pick one which would suit your need. And then you have your crop and slice tools. So crop and slice tools would crop or slice a picture or an image. Okay, so this is the crop tool. Then you have your frame tool, which is generally a box that can contain images, and images would be bound inside the box. Okay, then you have your measuring tools. Okay, so this is your eyedropper, 3D material, color, ruler. So that's why it's called a measuring tool. So ruler tool, note, and count tool. And the next one would be your retouching tool. So retouching would mean the editing part wherein you can retouch parts of your images or the whole image itself. So you get your patch tool or the spot healing or the healing brush. Okay, you get your clone stamp so that you can clone your images. Under it you get a pattern stamp also. And then you have your brush. Oh, this is the painting tool, sorry. You get your history eraser. You get your dodge tool, burn tool. Okay, here's your blur. Here's your dodge and burn. So everything right here. Then you have your eraser. You have your background eraser. And then you have your painting tools. So painting tools would be your brush, pencil, color, and mixer brush. Then you also have your paint bucket, gradient, and 3D material tool. Next, you have your drawing tools right here. So drawing tools would be, these tools are used for drawing vector images. So drawing and type tools, no? So type tool is here, pen. This is for editing your drawings. Direct selection tool. You have your ellipse and the basic shapes. Okay, and you have your rotate. Okay, and then the last one would be the navigation. So this is the navigation, the hand tool, and the zoom tool. So these tools would be for navigating your file or your display right here. Then you have your color picker. So this is the color picker wherein you can click on it and select a color you want, foreground and background. These two colors will be used for your brush. Okay, then you have your quick mask mode, will be explained later or in the next episodes, and you have your change screen mode. So these tools will be useful later on in your editing sessions. Now, to navigate or to customize your workspace, you can simply go to Window, Workspace, and select a workspace you want. So right now we're in the essentials. You can use the 3D workspace, graphic and web, motion, painting, and photography. This workspace would change all the available tools on your screen. So take for example, we'd go photography. Excuse me. So photography would change the panels right here. Motion. So there'd be a timeline below. Graphic and web. So you get this. And you get 3D. So for 3D options. So I'll go back to essentials. So right there. I'm going to use essentials since this is used typically for editing images. Now, we'll move on to file types. So in saving your file, so you get to go to file menu, save as. You get to pick your folder, so where you want to save your file. So right here. So you can select any drive, a flash drive, folder, where you want to save your file. You choose a file name. Make sure your file name will describe your file and the file type. So there are multiple file types right here, and basically you'd have to use the Photoshop PSD, PDD, PSDT type so that you can still edit your files in the future. But if you want to generate a final design, you can use number 1, a JPEG, number 2, a PNG, and number 3, you can also use a GIF. So it's up to you. Excuse me, if you want, or for whatever file type you are going to use. So by default, it's a Photoshop, and click on the save, and you're done. So that's it. So for the next episode, we'll be doing the basic tools, starting tools. So here, and some panels right here. So thank you, and see you on the next episode.